we gotta cover Aster today, so let's get straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's talk about Aster. So we just covered advances, Bitcoin. Shout out to the members. A member of the channel requested advances. Another member requested Aster, so here we go. And then another one requested XRP. And we talked about humanity inside of the Bitcoin video for one of the members. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, we'll go over this. Hopefully this video doesn't get cut short, or hopefully the audio doesn't get messed up like the advances video, which pissed me off. But now I'm happy again. All right, happy again. But let's go over this. So let's talk about Aster. So we have a 26% drop in the last 2 weeks in Aster, 41% in the last 30 days. This is the charts. As you can see here, we have a very, very, very big pattern here forming. Possibly could be a huge descending triangle. Descending triangles have a 72.93% chance of downside pressure, right? 72.93% chance of selling off. And we are going through that. Descending triangles are pretty bearish, right? So you can kind of see that. But this isn't what I really wanted to talk about. What I really wanted to talk about is on the macro scale, or on the micro scale. Because on the micro scale, we also have none other than a descending triangle. As you can see here, this is a descending triangle in the making. So not only do we have a descending triangle here, you could try to say, oh no, that's not a descending triangle, that's a symmetrical triangle. Either way, symmetrical triangle entering into a symmetrical triangle from a downtrend is a bearish symmetrical triangle. So either a descending triangle or a symmetrical triangle, either one, whichever one floats your boat. I think the symmetrical triangle or the descending triangle makes more sense. Again, 72.93% chance to the downside. Pretty accurate. The last one that we had here inside of Aster, it was this one, and I predicted that one as well. It went down from there, it broke down. We still have this trend line that we're staying within. The rising wedge, I predicted that one as well. It went to the downside and continued down, and now we're inside of this one here. Now there's a possibility, maybe the third time's a charm. Maybe there's a possibility that we could break past it, because I have made quite a few videos here, the Bitcoin and advances video to be exact, saying that I think that we might have a double bottom on our hands. Bullish double bottom. So we'll see if that is true. We'll see if it's true. I'm not going to go over the full thing for Bitcoin because I made a full Bitcoin video that you guys can watch. But yeah, pretty much we have this descending triangle. Now let's talk about indicators to see if this descending triangle is false or real. So we can look at that and do that now. So the daily chart, nothing here, but the MACD is showing that it could be switching to buying pressure. But remember, the last 3 times it did not. Maybe the third time's a charm. Maybe the third time's a charm. Maybe this is going to continue up. Maybe we'll switch into buying pressure finally. We've been in the selling pressure mode since late November. So there's a possibility that we could, increase here. And there's a possibility that this descending triangle can easily be invalidated. There's a possibility, because remember, it's only a 72.93% chance to the downside. So we still have a whole percentage, what is that, like 28%? We still have like 28% chance to the upside, right? So we can still do that. So that's just one of the things. And then let's go to the 4-hour chart, and then we have the %hour trend exhaustion on the 4-hour chart. White line, short-term trend, blue line, long-term trend. You know the story. So if we do what we did back here, we are going to continue to crash downwards even more. Usually, when the short-term trend breaks out far beyond the long-term trend and the long-term trend stays bearish, usually we have the pullback and the crash. It happened here, could possibly happen here, or not there, happened here. And then if we pull up advances, let's pull that up. Then we pull up advances, and happened here, but also happened here. But when it tried to do the same thing again, short-term trend broke out, long-term trend did not. We thought that it could have continued downwards, but it didn't. It actually continued upwards. So there's a possibility that even though the short-term trend is far beyond the long-term trend, there is always that possibility that we could end up having a pump from there, right? It's always that possibility that it could pump from here. There's always the possibility that it could just do this, right? It's possible. But from my experience, usually it dumps. But if it does what Avantis does, and then it could go up. And if Bitcoin truly is in a double bottom stage, we could pull back just a little bit more. Because remember, if it's a double bottom, it has to actually, it has to actually bottom out. So if it's a double bottom, boom, boom, right? So it would look like boom, 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 boom. That would be the double bottom scenario. So maybe we dump down to 80K and keep going, or maybe we keep going from here. But remember, we're still in a rising wedge on Bitcoin, so I'm still expecting possible pullback down here for the double bottom scenario. So I don't know. We'll see. Right now, it's just, it's assumptions at this point. That's all we can do. We can make assumptions based off of technical analysis. So that's all it is. But yes, it is a descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. So be careful, because this could come down to 58 cents. And if that happens, if this comes down to 58 cents, then we see Bitcoin come down back down to 80K. Then if Bitcoin comes back down to 80K, we could bounce off 58 cents and then keep going upwards, right? And if that happens, like let's say we do boom, boom, we actually might have a breakout out of this trend line here. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, that's all I got. Actually, no, that's not all I got. I lied. 2-hour chart. We got to give more info. So 2-hour chart, overbought on the short-term trend, but the long-term trend is slowly inching up. So if this comes back down, eventually the long-term trend is going to take off. So here's my thesis. We either take off now and invalidate this descending triangle, or we hit 58 cents, break this descending triangle down, and then we take off. So there's going to be a takeoff point, but the real question is, do we take off here, or do we pull down to 58 cents and then take off? Which one will it be? I don't know. It could be either one. So yeah, we will see. What else? Let's go to the hourly chart. And again, guys, I do all my videos impromptu, so I don't have a script. I'm not here trying to sell you some bullshit. I'm just actually doing a real technical analysis. So anyways, we have the short-term trend here breaking out overbought. All right. And then we have the long-term trend here, and they both are intercepting. The problem with this is when they intercept like this, it's going down, right? But there's a possibility it can go up too. I've seen it do this time and time again. Like where we intercepted here, kept going up. Intercepted here and went down a little bit, but then went up. So there's a possibility that the interception could cause an increase. Or we can do something like this, go down a little bit and then come up. Like we can do this, boom, and then go down. Or go down a little bit and then come up, which could look like this. So again, either take off now, boom, or go to 58 cents and take off. So I'm leaning more towards going to 58 cents and taking off. That's what I'm leaning towards. And if that happens, then you see the percent R trend exhaustion on the 2-hour chart dump and then recover. Or that's the 1-hour chart actually, on the 1-hour chart. And then we got the 30-minute. 30-minute was overbought, but short-term trend dumped, long-term trend coming down. If the short-term trend comes back up, it brings the long-term trend up with it possibly. Or they can come and do this and continue downwards. So it's literally a mixed bag on the 30-minute chart. It's mixed. So you already know what my thesis is, either this boom or this boom. So that's what we got. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none is financial advice. Become a member of the channel, guys. I'm no longer making videos for anybody who is not a member of the channel. So when I make these videos, just know if you comment in the comment section and you ask me to go over something, I'm not going to go over it unless you're a member of the channel, because yeah, I don't got no time for that. But anyways, become a member, guys. It's only $9.99 per month. I want to see everybody a member of the channel. Like, we need to see everybody. And of course, all of the subscribers that I have, how many subscribers do I have? Like 20,000. Like, they're not like the 20,000 people, they're not really watching the videos like that. That's kind of how it is. I make literally less than $200 a month on this channel. So I really have no incentive to do any more videos. And that's why I'm only doing Bitcoin videos from now on, unless a member requests something else. So when members request, I'll cover whatever they want as long as it's not a low cap scam coin. Avantis, Aster, and then XRP is the next one today. And yeah, I did it. Humanity yesterday. So guys, make those requests, get those requests in, become members of the channel. It's $10 a month. You'll help support the channel. YouTube takes 40%. So I'm really getting $6 per month. So, well, $6.90. I think they take like 30 cents. But yeah, shout out to you guys. And as always, I'll be back. 30%, not 30 cents. But yeah, shout out to you guys as always. I'll be back with another video.